Hi everyone, it's been a while since we last connected. I haven't provided any instructor information or instructor updates for a while. So we're going to go into some information. Hopefully it'll maybe 20-25 minutes, a little bit more, but I will try to use your time very wisely. And thank you for spending some time with me. Here's some information that we're going to cover today. Some general information. Delivery information, we're going to talk about during the delivery and after delivery, follow up on some things that we've talked about in previous webinars, some entirely new information, and kudos, some just thank yous to different instructors. Okay, let's start off with some general information. When you're out on delivery, be careful of your tone, approach, and attitude. You know, if you think you have to, I guess, quote unquote, reprimand anyone for whatever reason, check in with your co-instructor and you might want to take it outside. I would just say err on the side of caution and have positive intent. This isn't to scold anyone, it's just a gentle reminder. There are different perceptions from many different people, so it's just best to have the positive intent. This could be anything from suspecting a participant is cheating or arguing with a participant, or if a participant came really late to the class or left really early. Take some time to know FEMA doctrine, for example, the NIMS, the National Preparedness Goal, the National Response Framework. I've personally been trying to keep up and forward you these documents as they become available, but go ahead and read up on them because sometimes I might be behind in sending them to you. Let's keep it simple while you're on assignment. If a participant or host wants to schedule additional training or would like more information on how to schedule classes, direct them to their SAA, State Administrative Agency. Every state has a different process in how they schedule training, so we want to respect that process and then come back and loop in the NDPTC regional coordinator. I think it's possible that potential hosts can be given inaccurate information or just simple miscommunication, and we want to clear the air and just to ensure that there's a consistent message while everyone's on assignment. So it's safe to direct them to their SAA and then loop us in so that we can get in the conversation if a course is actually scheduled. There's a lot of factors that go into scheduling courses, and there are some limitations. First off, is the course available for scheduling? We do not have an unlimited amount of courses that we can schedule, some more than others. You just have to keep in mind that even though that you're out there talking to people that might be interested in our classes, here back at NDPTC, we're talking to a lot of hosts that want to schedule our courses throughout the country. What does NDPTC have on the calendar? Some months are more filled than others. Our spring is pretty busy, and then things start to slow down in the summer and then pick up again in the fall. Is this a course with limited availability? I mentioned this before, but our broader tools courses like social media, US, damage assessments are limited. We have a limited number to deliver, and we're working on a wait list in the priority that we receive the requests. We are doing our best to honor the requests while scheduling the trainings in the most appropriate location. If you are unclear of this information, or if your course is a course that is limited in availability, it's safe to connect the potential host back to NDPTC with the regional coordinator. Like I said, we want to set the same expectation when we're instructing in every state. Okay, let's go into some delivery information. Let's talk about registration. There's going to be online versus paper registration. We are doing our best to get our hosts to register their participants online, especially for classes that are full. Sometimes it's not possible, but we do try. Believe me, it's easier for us on our end if the participants register online as well. We will make a better effort to communicate with you if we are able to get the participants to register for a lock course, so a course that requires a registration code, so that you can better keep track of who has registered and completed the pre-test. I wanna give a shout out to our Dover, Delaware instructors who taught the UAS class, Rita Hunt, Steve Wood, and David Barker. There was some, obstacles in reconciling the paperwork, and that was, we take responsibility on our end as well. But they did a really good job with reconciling the paperwork. And this is just something that's just going to be an ongoing process that we can always improve, because we want to respect the process that each state or hosting agency has. Open book versus closed book tests. Technically, our tests are not open book, but participants can reference their notes when taking tests. They cannot take a group test. They cannot discuss with other participants on how to answer the questions, or it's not a group test. I think with good instruction, all participants will be able to pass with at least a 70%. Test answer sheets. Okay, they are a little different from October. You'll see that the left side is for pre-tests, right side is for post-tests, and there are separate sheets for retests. If a pre-test is done online, please make sure that the left side is blank, and that the participant completes the post-test on the right-hand side. And again, if there are retests, there are separate sheets for that. Okay, let's move on and talk about the answer keys. There's two different answer keys. There will be the cutout answer key. It may not be easy to line up on the answers using the cutout, or see if answers were left blank. Some of you have a really easy time and love it. If you don't, we still provide the printed answer key, so you have the option of using either or. Just correct the test with the red pen. Let's talk about correcting tests. Clearly indicate the number of questions incorrect. Best thing, do it in the top right in red, works best for everybody. Check the number of questions for pre and post tests. This just might take a additional 10 seconds. Just take that moment to see if the participant completed the entire tests. Some pre-tests and post-tests do not have the same number of questions, so just take a quick second. Just a little more information during the delivery. Please remind participants to complete the evaluation. It helps not only NDPTC on how to improve, but also our instructors. It's really important that they complete at least the FEMA evaluation. This is required by FEMA. The NDPTC instructor evaluation is an added bonus to give you and me information on how you're doing and how you can improve, or that you're doing really great. Please remind participants to write all instructor names on the NDPTC instructor evaluation. Unfortunately, we can't assume that the responses are for all instructors if they say fours for all and don't write a name. So please remind them to write the instructors' names. Most of you write your names on the board. You guys wear your name badges, so please remind them. Legible handwriting is important. I know this is not your responsibility, because people write how they write, but the clearer the writing, the better, the more helpful the comments and feedback will be. Let's dig into some after delivery information. A lot of this is repeated information, but it must be repeated. Ship course materials and Pelican back to NDPTC via FedEx. Please check the labels. One is going to be for the course materials, one is for the Pelican. The one on the Pelican is going to have a different, packaging for the label than the one for the course materials. So you can tell the difference. If you're only sending one item back, you'll only use that one specific label. Please do not pack the paperwork in the Pelican, because the Pelican is not always shipped back directly to NDPTC. It might be being transported to another delivery. This is not new information, but it just has to be repeated. Instructors are required to schedule a FedEx pickup or drop off the Pelican course materials at a FedEx facility. Again, not new information. You do not have to drop it off at the FedEx facility. You can call to schedule a FedEx pickup. Do not do not leave items at the facility for the host to take care of. That has always been a big no-no. Thank you for continuing to listen to this video. I just want to highlight that this section that I'm going to discuss is very, very important. All right, delivery information for after the delivery. Moving forward, if instructors fail to send items back to NDPTC, we will deduct 1 hour from each instructor's assignment. If one instructor was in charge of the shipping, meaning that's the responsibility that the 2 of you, 3 of you have decided that one instructor would do, the hour will be deducted from them. You can tell me which instructor was in charge and who failed to finish the task. If both instructors, it was both of the instructors' responsibility, or nobody takes responsibility for it, then an hour will be deducted from both of your assignments. Work it out between the 2 of you, just like you do for rental car, airfare, or arrival times. Just make it happen. This is not coming just from me. This is coming from NDPTC, the higher ups here. We've spent too much time calling or emailing instructors, hosts, the shipping point of contacts, facility POCs, and then back to FedEx to track items that have been left behind. You know, if we don't see any movement from the items, our logistics coordinator will contact our instructors and see, hey, did you schedule pickup? Did you drop it off? Then depending on how that conversation goes, the regional coordinator will contact the POC and ask, hey, is the item still there? Was it left at the dock, or is it in a locked up facility? You know, what's going on with our stuff? Then we'll contact FedEx to schedule that pickup that should have been scheduled initially. Sometimes we've had to email the hosts the FedEx label to print and schedule a pickup for them so that we can get our items back. I mean, these are just a lot of steps that could otherwise be prevented. I know sometimes contacting FedEx to schedule the pickup can be hit or miss. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's very time consuming. But the main thing is schedule that pickup or drop it off. It has to come back to NDPTC. If it does not, essentially the delivery was left unfinished, and now the participants receive their certificate even later than they're scheduled to. I know, and I will repeat this, I will emphasize this, this is not everybody. This is just the exceptions. There are a few exceptions on the occasions that this happens with instructors that this happens to. So don't think I'm bundling everybody as, I guess, repeat offenders or however, maybe a nicer word, but this is just something that's worth repeating. But I know most of you do complete this task. Just a little more after information. If items are broken or not working, please inform NDPTC via email or giving us a call. You know, this could be from a laptop hinge is broken or breaking, the laptops are acting up, or maybe there's a possible virus. We do get the information that you put on the after action report, but it's too late if the Pelican is going to another delivery. If we know ahead of time, we can give a heads up to the next instructors that will be receiving that equipment. This goes for any issues that should be addressed sooner than later. Call or email us. If possible, pack completed administrator paperwork using rubber bands and the binder clips provided. Obviously, we don't send fillers for packing return material, but do what you can. I mean, some of you can MacGyver the box. That's really great. Get the paperwork organized and bundled with the rubber bands and binder clip. It helps to keep things together when it's moving around in the big box. If you have the resources and know how to downsize the box, you are welcome to do so. But please, just kind of keep it together as best as possible, and our end will be able to sort it easy. Just a little more follow-up information. All right, so if instructors are scheduling courses, you got to help us and take ownership. Help us fill the course. If you set up a course because your agency or county needs the training, please help us out. Help us fill the course. We go through a process to get it approved and scheduled to fulfill this request. It's not just something we can add on the calendar and that's it. If we can't fill it, just delete it from the calendar. There are different people that are impacted if a course is canceled. From the participants that have already scheduled, that plan to take off, telling the state to take it off their calendar, and just different factors that you have to consider when scheduling a course. Instructor availability and just responding. If you're no longer available for an assignment, please let me know ASAP. If I call or email you and I don't hear from you, I'll have to assume you forfeit the assignment. This is not me scolding anybody, because a lot of you have been really great about telling me with enough time that you're unable to fulfill the assignment. I'm super excited for some of you that got pregnant or has a new job promotion. A lot of those things, I understand you have a life outside of NDPTC. You have a family. I'm excited for you. But the thing is, so you're also working for us on assignment. So try not to leave us hanging. But this is important to understand. Don't leave us hanging. But I am super stoked for you that a lot of you have other opportunities, because most of you have told me well in advance to find somebody to replace you for an assignment. Instructor development workshop. We've been talking about it for months and over the years now. We have one offer next month in Long Beach, the instructor development workshop, and again in August in Baltimore, Maryland. Please attend. If you already haven't, please contact me if you'd like to attend. Per our FEMA program manager, it is required that all of our instructors take this course or an equivalent. An equivalent can be from CDP, EMI. Your county might offer an equivalent course for instructors. I know the police academy does. The fire academy may. If you think you've taken some course that can be an equivalent, please contact me. Send me the course description, the curriculum, and we can review that to see if that can replace this requirement that we're asking you, because it's very important that all of our instructors complete this type of instructor development, whether it's our workshop or somebody else's. I've sent out emails, informed you the deadlines that we need this completed. Please let me know if you have any questions. Let's go over some new information on updated teachback hours. This section will only apply if a teachback is scheduled with only one certified instructor for a 2-instructor course. So that means only two of you will be on assignment. One is the certifying instructor, and the other instructor is either one already contracted NDPTC instructor completing a teachback, or a non-contracted instructor doing their teachback who is entirely new to NDPTC. So you've been giving us feedback on, is it fair? The teachback instructor doesn't do enough, and so forth. So let's go over these different examples. The first case. If you are a certified instructor teaching with the already contracted NDPTC teachback instructor, the teachback instructor will perform all duties as listed on the assignment, share the responsibilities with the co-instructor, set up coordination, administrative paperwork, breakdown, and shipping. Because that NDPTC instructor already knows those duties and those roles, they should be able to do all of it and perform those duties, in addition to delivering the assigned module or modules and the first or last module. Typically in the past, a teachback instructor would just do one module. in this case, to be extended that additional 3 hours for the contracted teachback instructor, you will have to perform all duties as usual. You will not be extended the full hours because technically you are not a certified instructor yet. So you will assist in setting up coordination, administrative paperwork, breakdown, shipping, and delivering your assigned modules. And as every delivery, the first and last module are pretty much the same, you will be able to do that. So you'll be given 3 hours as a contracted NDPTC teachback instructor seeking certification for another course. The second scenario is if you are a certified instructor teaching with an entirely new instructor, not contracted, new to NDPTC, is learning NDPTC from the beginning to the end. In every case, this non-contracted teachback instructor will not receive any hours. But you as a certified instructor, the sole instructor for this class, certified instructor, will get 3 hours. You'll perform your duties as listed in the assignment, provide the teachback instructor with feedback, but to get those 3 hours, you'll have to show the teachback instructor the setup, the coordination, the administrative paperwork, and breakdown and shipping, because they won't be able to help you as much as a already contracted teachback instructor from NDPTC. I'm gonna say almost they don't know anything at this point yet, so you would have to walk them through these items, thus extending 3 hours for you. If you do have any questions on this, I hope the table can explain it, but if you need more information, shoot me an email or give me a call. More new information. So we have some courses in development pending FEMA certification soon, hopefully. Our Coastal Hazard Awareness course, our Coastal Hazard Assessment and Planning Tools class, and our Disaster Resilience for Small Business and Organizations. When I say pending FEMA certification, the courses will go through the FEMA pilot in May. So I don't have a timeline as to when they will be certified. It all depends on, what comments or revisions FEMA is going to request and how long it takes to do these types of tasks. But as soon as they become certified, we can begin scheduling them. And if you are interested in taking them, becoming an instructor, definitely shoot me an email. We still have our newly certified courses, our planning for disaster debris management, and our very soon to be certified class evacuation planning. Again, if you're interested in taking it or completing it, let me know and I can give you more information. I know I've been spending a lot of time repeating our policies and guidelines, which some of you don't even need to hear it again, but I just want to send a gentle reminder. But I want to reiterate, there is a lot of good that's been happening in our center, and there are a lot of good instructors that follow all the policies, and not only do that, they do really great while they're on assignment. So I just want to share some of the comments that I've seen in the last couple months, and just to let you know that it's not always me nagging, but I want to highlight some things. All clear and knowledgeable, good communicators, genuinely cared about their effectiveness in sharing information and learning. This was at the pilots for our Coastal Hazard Awareness course, and this is a shout out to Paul Manson and Maureen McCann. He does very well at keeping your interest during class, encourages classroom participation. I was very impressed at his teaching abilities. Andrew Doyle. This was a social media class in Dunbar, West Virginia. Very knowledgeable and a true social, SME. Relates well with the class that included first responder personnel. Amanda Ball. This is also a social media in Dunbar, West Virginia. Emily and Earl just completed 4 hours of disaster preparedness training, and the good word made it across the country already. This was community leaders in Honolulu. Just a few more. Fantastic. I would say overqualified. They really knew their stuff. Cheryl Nelson and Rob Dale, flooding hazards in Libertyville, Illinois. The instructors were expert presenters and did a good job of teaching the class. one of the best I've seen. The class was professionally run and well organized. Mitch Cooper, Diane Kaczmarek, and Jim Henderson, a flooding hazards class in Florida. I want to thank everybody for the good work you've been doing. We did about 30 deliveries in March, 13 of which were in 1 week over a span of 7 different states. We are pretty busy in April and May, and like I said, we do taper off in the summer until about maybe September, and then we pick up again. If you do know of anyone that's interested in scheduling classes, direct them to their SAA or loop them with us and we can direct them to the right people. And you know, most of the comments are all positive. The point of this webinar video is to remind the instructors about the policies that need to be followed. But I understand it also has to be about recognizing the good work that you've been doing out there. So thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Okay, if you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. Just in case you don't, here's my email address and my phone number. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for spending some time with me to learn about new information going on here at NDPTC. It'll help us hopefully make everything more seamless and just easier to coordinate. So thank you again, and I will talk to you soon.